So today I'm playing Pokemon Go at the Glacier Ridge Metro Park because according to the Sylph Road's Nest Atlas, this is now a Growlithe nest, and I would like to power up my Arcanine a bit. And for a bit of context, I drove an hour and a half to come to this Metro Park today on my day off. I drove an hour and a half for Growlithe, for my Arcanine, for Pokemon Go. So why would someone travel such a long distance on their day off to somewhere they've never been before to play a mobile game? Well, there are actually a couple different reasons why somebody would do this. Most people just want to beat the game, catch all the Pokemon, but for me, it actually helps my depression and my anxiety. As some of you know, I battle depression and I battle anxiety, and it comes in the form of a lot of different reactionary processes, ways that I respond to things around me, and I don't like it. It's not a part of me that I enjoy having around. But there are some things that I can do in order to help keep that at bay and cope with the feelings that I'm actually feeling. Oh, Growlithe, hey, look. So there's this stupid image macro going around, and it has a picture of a wooded area, and it said, "This is the cure for depression." And underneath it, it has a picture of pills, and it's like, "This is garbage and toxic, blah, blah, blah." So it was very anti-medication, saying that if you have depression, all you need to do is just go outside in nature and you will be fine. And as nice of a thought as that is, there are thousands and thousands of people who get depressed and they can't even get out of bed, much less get ready to venture out into nature. They just don't have the motivation. They don't care to. A great deal of depression and anxiety is a chemical imbalance, and sometimes medication is definitely the way to go. For a lot of people, that is what they need in order to feel okay. And there's been a lot of talk about medications and pharmaceutical companies lately, but I feel as long as a drug doesn't have heavy dependency or addictive properties, maybe somebody who has depression or anxiety or both should look into, medication that could help them feel okay. All right, and now we're on like a road path type thing, but there's a trail right there. Even though it's 4:30 in the afternoon and it's daylight, that trail is oddly ominous, but the only way out is through. So why am I making a video about anxiety and depression while being in the woods playing Pokemon Go after just saying that the woods aren't a cure for anxiety or depression? What does this all have to do with one another? Okay, so a few weeks after Pokemon Go was released in America, I was working the early morning shift at work with people I didn't normally work with. This was one of my first times doing it. I didn't know anybody's name, but we were on our lunch break, which was actually at 6 in the morning, and one of the ladies pulled out her phone and the Pokemon Go theme just kicked on, and I was like, "Oh, you play Pokemon Go?" She was like, "Yeah, my grandkids had me download it last weekend. They said, 'Oh, hey, Grandma, if you download this thing, you can catch Pokemon, and they're all around you.'" And so I downloaded it, and I've been playing it a little bit. So I told her about how just that weekend I had gone to a Metro Park that was like 45 minutes away from me, and she sort of gave me this puzzled look, and I was like, "What? I went there because I heard that there was a certain type of Pokemon there that I needed." It was Charmander. And she said, "Nah, I've only ever played it in my house and like once when I was a passenger in the car, and that's when they made me download it. I've only ever pulled it out whenever I'm bored just to see if there's anything around me." And I just couldn't believe it. I wanted to be like, "That's not how you play Pokemon Go," but that's how she plays Pokemon Go. It's just not how I play Pokemon Go. Ever since day one of the American launch of Pokemon Go, I have plotted and orchestrated trips to different places that I've never been that I think might have some really interesting Pokemon. And now, using the Sylph Road, I can already know where there are nests in my area of Pokemon that I need for my Pokedex. And I like parks and going on walks, but a lot of these places I never would have even thought to visit if it wasn't a nest and Pokemon Go. And it sounds kind of silly to me saying that out loud, but it's true. I wouldn't be standing right here, right now, or possibly ever, if this was not a Growlithe nest. And early on in those first few weeks when it seemed like everybody was playing Pokemon Go, I would venture to these metro parks or these parks with baseball fields, things like that, and there would be so many people playing Pokemon Go. There were outlet malls where there were just tons of people everywhere. All you could tell that they were playing Pokemon Go. Or if you go to a lake nearby, just constantly circling, doing laps, getting outside and being active and playing Pokemon Go. And now you don't really see that anymore. So even though I'm one of those people that goes on a trip for a game on my phone that doesn't even really mean anything, I'm still making that effort, plotting that trip, and visiting these places for the game. Because I realized a couple weeks ago that Pokemon Go is actually helping me with my depression and my anxiety. It's sort of giving me a little bit of a jump start in order to get out of bed. Today's my day off, and tomorrow is a day off as well. If Pokemon Go wasn't a thing, I probably would have just sat on the couch or sat in bed and just watched movies or something to try to escape the reality inside of my head, as depressing as that sounds. But with Pokemon Go, I have a day off and I can go and see things like this, go to metro parks and visit places of interest that, like I said, I wouldn't have otherwise visited, and it helps me get a little further in my game. And I'm sort of a completionist when it comes to things like that. When I set my sights on something, I want to at least try my hardest to finish it. There's no real end result game. There's no like end goal that I have from Pokemon Go other than, you know, there are slots that don't have Pokemon, so I have to go catch those Pokemon. But I don't know, like just being outside, playing a game. See, I don't play it where I just constantly stare at my screen. You can have it by your side, or with my Go Plus, I can just have that go off whenever I need to. But like right now, I don't even have it in my hand. I'm out at this Metro Park filming this video at this moment, and phone is in my pocket. I'm not even really playing right now, but I'm still here, and I'm outside in the fresh air, and it feels really nice. And I know that I'm not gonna get many more days like this because winter is coming. So this is getting really long and rambly, but I think I've sort of made my point that wooded areas don't help depression and anxiety, but there are definite perks to having a reason to be out here. And I feel like that's what a lot of people need who suffer from depression or anxiety, who battle it day in and day out. They just need a reason. And as silly as it sounds, Pokemon Go is helping me get outside and see my world. Oh, look at this, seating for a cult. So for those of you battling anxiety and or depression, I hope you find a reason to be able to get out and see things, whether it be a game or medication to help your chemical imbalance. I hope that you know that there are ways through this. And there have been so many other positives for me to be playing Pokemon Go. It helps with my anxiety and my depression. It helps with my overall mood. It helps with my creativity and having ideas for things. It helps with my time management when I'm planning these trips to these places that I wouldn't have otherwise seen. And it's helping me be the very best like no one ever was, which arguably is the most important thing. All right, and I think that's where I'm gonna end the video. I'm gonna leave this area before the cult comes back. As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me soon. Oh, real quick, one more thing before I leave. So the Sylph Road said that this, a Metro Parks, was a Growlithe nest. Well, earlier today, I went to where the Sylph Road said was a Kabuto nest. Turns out it was a neighborhood in development with a bunch of houses being built everywhere, though it was a Kabuto nest. I found like 5 of them within 20 minutes. So that was good. Anyway, so I just wanted to leave you with the image of me slowly driving through this neighborhood at 5 miles an hour with my phone in the passenger seat, searching for Kabuto. They see me rolling, Kabuto. Okay, I'm gonna go. That's dumb. Bye.